Hey everybody, welcome back to Blue Goose Farm. I'm Keenan McVeigh and we're here with Lee Valley. I'm here with my brother Miles. It's the end of the 2022 summer season and our series here with you guys. Today is the official last day of summer and tomorrow is the start of the autumnal equinox. So this episode we're going to go through some of our winter tips and tricks. We're also going to check in on that potato project we started back in episode 1 that we grew in a grow bag that anybody could do at home. It looks like we're going to get a little bit of rain today, but it rained on our first day with you guys. Rain is good, so we've come full circle. All right guys, so we're back looking at the potatoes that we planted about 3 months ago together. We did these in a grow bag that we got from Lee Valley. This was to show that anybody can grow potatoes in any kind of scenario, in your home backyard or even on a patio at a condo in the city. As you can tell, things aren't looking good right now, but fear not. We're at the end of the season. The plant got blight about a month ago, which is fairly typical around this time of year. Potatoes underneath are totally fine to eat. The plant was really healthy in the prime time of the season. We were feeding with some of our compost tea. We topped it up with some of our homemade compost as well. Some of you have probably had greater success than me, which is great. You know, things happen and we kind of just roll with the punches. All right, so here we go. We're gonna see what we got underneath here. First, we're gonna pull out this pathetic looking thing. And right off the bat, we got potatoes on top. And that's a good sign that we added that compost on top. We hilled them right at the right time. Little variance in size, but lots of medium size little Linzer potatoes here. They're gonna be super creamy. These, we're just gonna boil them up, kind of serve them unplugged. Do a trick that I learned from another gardener, another online TV personality. His name is MATTY. He likes to boil potatoes, strain the water from them, and then cover them with herbs like mint. We're gonna do some with anise hyssop and some sage as well. Kind of let them rest in the pot, let the fragrance kind of infuse into the potato. Potatoes are something I like to encourage any new gardener to try and grow. When you grow stuff like this, these kind of basic, humble ingredients, you know, it gives you a greater appreciation for them. Flavor is gonna be, you know, unlike anything you've had before. Getting stuff at a farmer's market is fantastic, but bringing it in yourself, you're gonna baby these potatoes when they're on the stove, I guarantee it. So I'm pretty impressed with the result, especially based on how the plant was looking there towards the end of the season. I was expecting about 3 pounds, but we're just shy of 5 pounds here, which is fantastic. A grow bag is a great technique. You can have a garden basically anywhere. Potatoes store really well, so into the fall and into the winter, you can be enjoying food that you grew in the summer. Highly encourage everybody to do this next spring. You can get a grow bag just about anywhere. We got these ones from Lee Valley and they worked out fantastic. You can keep this soil as well. You can bring it inside, feed it with some extra compost, keep it going for another season or two. Highly encourage everybody to grow potatoes. So a big part of our fall and winter crop plan is getting ready in the midsummer. So things like these cabbages and kale and leeks and rutabagas, those are things you need to be thinking about early to midsummer, getting your seeds ready, getting those beds ready so you can plant them out so they can develop enough of a root system and enough leaves so they can be harvested later on. These cabbages, for instance, these were planted around mid-July. Things that have more Savoy textures like these Savoy cabbages and Tuscan kale and Bloomsdale spinach, those really lend themselves well for frost hardiness and cold hardiness. Another really big thing for winter and fall growing is light levels. We sit around the 42nd parallel, so our light levels are going to start diminishing quite rapidly. If you're far up north and you don't have a lot of light, you're going to need to get these plants in much earlier than we did. So if we're able to put on enough leaf and enough root structure onto these plants, things like spinach and kale, they're going to be able to harvest continuously throughout the fall and throughout the winter. And then we're going to be planting some stuff in the tunnel and getting an even longer season on that, hopefully. It's our first time growing in a covered space like this. Some challenges, but a lot of great success. Tomato plants pumped during mid to late summer and got a lot of fruit off of them. We're getting ready for winter right now. The tomatoes are on their last leg. We got about a week left. We've taken all the tops off of all of them to focus all of its energy on ripening what fruit is left on here. You can also take some of the fruit off and ripen it on your windowsill. It's not going to taste like an August tomato, but you're still getting fresh tomatoes, which is great. Then pulling these plants out and getting these beds prepped for the winter, doing a light forking with the broad fork, and then some compost and some chicken manure, some butter lettuce, some bok choy, some Asian mustards, and a few herbs that have some great cold hardiness and frost hardiness, and then implementing some techniques of double coverage. So we're gonna be putting hoops over these beds and then some fleece and row cover into the later months when it gets really cold. And we're gonna show you guys how to do that on a smaller home scale over in the little garden. This is one of our cold frames. We have 2 of them, and we generally use these for hardening off our seedlings in the spring. But now we've converted them into a growing space for the fall and the winter. We're growing some herbs and some greens in here, and we're gonna be adding some double coverage inside as well using these galvanized steel hoops, which you can get from Lee Valley, and then putting some floating row cover on top. There's a theory that says every layer of protection you add to a crop, you're effectively moving your growing zone about 500 miles to the south. So if you have these little techniques and tips and tricks, you can really extend your season a lot longer than what's typically thought of or known in a place like Canada. You can make one of these out of a few small bales of straw or just some old 2x4s that you have laying around and some old window paints. These will be covered in snow and frost, and underneath here will be teeming with life and green vegetables. And it's such a rewarding and amazing thing to see that, you know, when the days are gray and cold, to be having fresh green vegetables coming into the kitchen. It's incredible. So really here to show that you can be eating locally and, you know, eating seasonally into the really, really cold months. So this is the best part about growing your own vegetables. You can cook up a snack for yourself at any time, which is what I'm doing for myself and Miles right now. We got these potatoes that we planted with you guys a few months back, and just gonna do them really simply, boil them really quick, and now we're just gonna get them in a pot with some good oil, salt, and then cover them with some really strong flavored herbs, and then just let them sit with that for a little bit.
Hey everybody, what's up? Matty here. Just wanted to say thank you for another incredible year. Keenan and Miles, Blue Goose, forever. Lee Valley, together, forever. Hopefully. We're digging, we're sprouting, we're washing, we're selling, we're having a good time. I wish I could have been there more. Keenan, you are an angel. Lee Valley, you are the clouds that float above us. This is not the beginning, this is not the end. But this is the last episode of this season. Blue Goose forever, baby. We love you.
All right, guys, well, that's a wrap on our 2022 growing season. It's been our pleasure having you and Lee Valley here with us this year. And I hope you're able to get inspired to get out in your garden and use some of the tips and tricks that we showed you along the way. So happy growing. Thank you very much.